South Clocktown. Hey, Pizzanos, my name is Duperfect, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Last time, we awakened the Deku Palace, and we're about to make our way in. This episode, we are not in front of the Deku Palace like we left off of, and I have a little bit of an explanation for this. There's a couple of things that we need to grab first. Well, I say a couple. There's really just one thing we need to grab before we start this temple. And also, I ended the episode at a very disadvantaged amount of time. So I wanted to make sure I had plenty of time to do what I need to do. Get used to playing the Song of Time backwards, because you will be doing this at the end of every 3-day cycle. There are actually some side quests that don't require you to, that actually you want to have fast time for, but I will point those out when we get to that. But yes, I'm putting on slow time here just to give us plenty of time to do what we need to do. So first, we need to reassemble the Great Fairy. You might be saying, Perfect, we already did that in like episode 1. There was like 50 minutes. Yeah, well, guess what, bucko? We gotta do it again. We're gonna get something very important if we do so. This item will come in very handy later. This item will become very handy, especially in the temple. So let us make our way back to the Great Fairy. First, I'm gonna hit this owl statue just so we have a place to warp. Alright, now I'll see you at the Great Fairy. Actually, I lied again because I completely forgot. Tingle, you've already talked to us. So, here's where I talked about remember when I said that maps will be very expensive if you don't buy them in the area that you're getting them? In Woodfall, we paid 20 rupees for the Woodfall map. He wants 40 in Clocktown. In Clocktown, it's 5 rupees. Keep that in mind. While you do lose items when you reset back to day 1, you never lose any of your maps, so don't worry about having to repay any of them. Yes, Nintendo did actually have the foresight to make sure that you don't have to rebuy maps. And we're out of magic, but that's okay. We're gonna get our magic refilled soon. Drop Tingle again. The impact must really hurt him. Hello, Mr. Fairy. Will you buy one of Tingle's maps? Yes, we will. We'll buy a Clocktown map. You got a map of Clocktown. Now we can find our way around town. Well, can again. Tingle, tingle, cololipa. Original words do not steal. See, and look at that. Now in our corner, we actually have a map of Clocktown. Buy these maps. They're very important. And here we are. See, look. The Fairy Fountain. The Great Fairy has been disassembled yet again. Now we get to see what this animation looks like with Human Link. Oh, Tattle, and you, kind young one, thank you for returning my broken and shattered body back to normal. I'm the Great Fairy of Magic. For now, this is all I can offer you. Allow me to ease your weariness as my token of gratitude. Oh, kind young one, scattered throughout the 4 temples of this land are broken stray fairies like me. Please find a way to save them and return them to their fountains. Surely they will add to your strength. Allow me to grant you something good, so that the stray fairies will not fear you. We got the Great Fairy Mask, our second mask. When we put this on, stray fairies will fly straight to us. You'll know you're close to a fairy when the hair begins to shimmer. Yes, located within the temples, and there are stray fairies. If we collect all of them, we get something very, very good. You need to make it your prerogative to collect all of them. I know it doesn't seem, it just seems like yet another Zelda collectible, but trust me, these are really important. And I think we might be able to get this heart piece, and we will actually be able to enter the temple with the first temple with 4 hearts. I don't think any other Zelda game you can claim that you can get to the first temple with 4 hearts other than Breath of the Wild. So really freaking cool that you can, that they just have plenty of hearts out in the open. I keep messing this up. I keep holding forward when I shouldn't be holding forward. It's force a habit, force a habit. And I'm pretty sure if I aligned myself correct here. Okay. No! Oh my god! Did you see that? Link actively moved out of the way! Oh my god! That... Dude, what the heck? He did it again! What the heck? Link! Come on, man! We gotta get this piece of heart. I want to have 4 hearts before we enter Woodfall Temple. Not that we need it, because Woodfall Temple is pretty easy. It's because it's the first temple, but man. Yes! We got a piece of heart, and we assembled a new heart container. Your maximum life energy has increased. That's right. We now have 4 heart containers before the first freaking dungeon. How cool is that? Anyways, let's get the heck out of here. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Let's use the Song of Soaring for its intended purpose and fly. Like I said, there's always a fairy in this pot. I don't think these pots right here are not randomized. These will always give you a stick and a Deku nut and a fairy. Very cool. Very cool to keep that in mind. But anyways, next, I know it seems like I'm delaying the temple, but trust me, I want to show you something really cool. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? This thing's actively avoiding him. This Deku Nut broke my thing! If there's anything that Bubble isn't, it's consistent. The bubble does move in a very weird pattern. We just gotta avoid this guy getting hit by this guy. Okay, and yes, you can drop a Deku Nut that close to him. Fun fact, if you launch from these pods, it actually does damage to enemies above it, so it could be a very good defensive weapon. If you need it. I'm trying to record here, and you're freaking doing pumps in my front yard. I don't know who these people are, by the way. Anyways, yes, over here is the... They seem to stop when I stop talking. This isn't fair. Hold on. Okay, hopefully they stopped. Anyways. Yes, here it is. Over here is another stray fairy hole. Hopefully this isn't getting picked up. But yes, as you can see, she told us that there was some stray fairies in Woodfall Temple that we gotta find. And now, here we go for another difference between Duprific and the 3DS version. That's right, I changed up the title a little bit, even though this one doesn't make sense. 3DS players, for some weird reason, they moved where some of the stray fairies are located. I don't know why this is, what compelled them to do this. They aren't particularly that hard to find, especially with the mask. It's just the 3DS version, again, this isn't to say I hate the 3DS version, because I don't hate the 3DS version. I just don't think it's the best way to play this game. But they just made a lot of baffling changes that, like, make me wonder why. I really wish that they had just left Majora's Mask alone, like they did with Ocarina of Time. You know, like Ocarina of Time 3D is an accurate recreation, like almost even down to the glitches. But for some reason, Majora's Mask is the one that Grezzo went, yep, let's change this one. I don't know why, but yes, that's what it looks like when you raise the temple again. Doesn't stay raised. Also, these items do regenerate when you teleport. Thought you should know. Anyways, we've stalled enough. Let's get in this temple. What? Apparently my hitbox was big enough for the fairy to touch me. I didn't realize that. But yes. Let's enter the Deku Palace. And here we go. Making active use of our mask already. We found a stray fairy. And look, our hair is still shimmering, which means that there's another stray fairy in here. This mask is very useful, one of the most useful masks in the game. We really aren't going to be using the ocarina much in this temple, so feel free to switch the ocarina out for any other items. Actually, I think I'm going to switch the positioning here. There we go. Then now we have the two masks next to each other. You can't put on other masks on top of other masks. You have to be human to wear non-transformation masks. Also, yes, there are non-transformation masks. I completely slipped my mind to talk about that. Hold on, let's check our hair. Let's check this here. Look at that. Because the hair's not glowing, that's how we know we've gotten all of the stray fairies in this room. Again, very useful. But again, 3DS players, they moved the stray fairies in this temple, and I don't know why. I will try to show you all of the locations of where they are in post. Probably at the end of this episode in like sort of like a slideshow thing. That's where I'll show you all the locations. So if you're here looking for the locations of the... If you're looking for the locations of the the stray fairies, you can check it out at the end. But I would appreciate if you watched the rest of this video before you did that, because because you know, watch time and that sort of thing. But yeah. Also, if the stray fairy is the same in the 3DS version as it is in the N64 version, I will just, you know, in the video, when I collect that fairy, just be like, this is the same in the 3DS version. Look. If there's no text that appear when I collect the stray fairy, that means that it's going to appear in the slideshow at the end of the video. Ugh, that stench. This place stinks, just like that poison swamp. You guys have no idea the type of prep work that went into this. In this series, like, I spent many of hours studying the little differences and stuff. There was a point when I was actually considering texture differences. Like, you have no idea. And yes, as you can see over there, there is another stray fairy over there. In the first episode, there's kind of a sign of me considering to do texture differences with the balloon. I ultimately decided not to, because then we'd be going over every individual difference. But I will be showing, like, if a thing got a major design change, I will be showing it off, because, you know, I just think it's neat to show everything that's different off. Oh, look! Another stray fairy. Check everywhere, by the way. Just check everywhere. Even if you think there couldn't be a stray fairy there, there most likely is one. They hide these stray fairies kind of mean a little bit. Our hair is shimmering, which means there's another stray fairy here is what it means. Like, come on. Now, you can put transformation masks over a standard mask, but you can't put a standard mask over transformation masks. You can do one, but you can't do the vice, you know. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And we got our first key! You can only stand on these plant things here. If you're not a Deku Scrub, they will attack you. But if you're a Deku Scrub, you can stand on them all you like. Let's go on over here. And here we have our first mini-boss room. You see these turtles? You might be asking, how do we take care of these guys? Well, it's simple. Wait for them to get near you, and then boom! Like I said earlier in the video. I said what I said earlier in the video about how these would be a great defense, how being able to leap from the pot and do damage is a great defensive option. And that's because of rooms like this. There are many bosses that do take advantage of your mask's abilities. Although, I guess I wouldn't call this a mini-boss. I wouldn't call this a mini-boss, but it's an enemy room. Just making sure I haven't skipped anything. Let's open this chest. We got the dungeon map! Now we can actually see where we're going in this gosh, we can actually see the room now in this place. Man, Deku Scrub is so fun in this version. Anyways, we got our first key, so let's head over this way. I'm of the opinion that these temples are really good. Like, oh, well, I forgot to turn that off. Sorry, whoever just got censored there. Let me go turn that off. Sorry about that. Jeez. I try not to break the immersion too much. But yeah, there was a friend going live. Here we're gonna want to pull out our Deku stick because there is a puzzle that requires our use of fire. Would you believe it? A fire puzzle in a jungle swamp temple? No way. Also, they call this a swamp. This doesn't really feel that swampy. It feels more like a jungle, if anything. Not a forest, but it definitely doesn't feel swampy. Or at least this specific portion of it. What the heck? Yeah, they made Skulltulas in this game a little more aggressive. Oh, look at that. There's another one underwater. You might be wondering, how do we get that? You'll see. Sorry about that. I just blinked out there for a second. I have no idea. I just sort of stopped talking. But yes, here we are. These moths will be following us because they're drawn to the flame, like moths to a flame, if you've ever heard that saying. And they will do damage to us if they catch up. So you do your best to not let them catch up. We can defeat these guys as Deku Link. Alright, let's take care of this other guy. And there we go. He was taken care of successfully. And we got a treasure chest to do it. And let's see what Deku Link looks like when he opens a chest. I love how he just stands there. And we got the compass. That's right. The compass is important. The compass now lets us see where we are exactly in the room and where treasure chests are. Very useful. It does not show us the locations of stray fairies, however, so do keep that in mind. You can actually, yeah, you can actually jump off this, by the way. You can do some cool skips. Cool skips! We like cool skips. Okay. Just give me a second here. We gotta make sure we get down everything, you know? Look! Sounded like something important was there. Oh, yes, it was important. This is our 6th striped fairy already. Like I said, check literally everything if you can. And again, I want to stress how important it is you collect these stray fairies. Oh. Oh no! I freed the one with bees in it! My bad! Yeah. Freed the one with the bee inside of it. Like again, if we let this moth, if we let these moths catch up, they will do damage. There we go. We got rid of the bee. I like the cool moves Link can do. I like these summers. They made Link way more athletic in this game. And I really do appreciate that. And that was the last of that Deku stick. It's okay, we can get a refill on that one. The game let us refill. That's cool. Be careful, I sense a lot of evil here. Me too.
Look!
I believe there's one more torch I can get. No, okay. That was all of that torch. And there we go. We kill all of them and we get a nice little treasure chest. And look at that. It's another stray fairy.
Look!
And our hair's not shimmering, so that means we can move on our merry way. No stray fairy in here.
Look!
So there's no reason for you to really go down there, unless you need to refill on some stuff, I guess. I fell off. Luckily, that's not an instant death, so that's pretty cool. But we do gotta climb our way back up there, which is a little bit annoying, so I'll see you when I get back there. Alright, we are back. Hello. I know I'm not all the way back to where I was, but we're pretty close. We're pretty close to where I was. All these torches are still lit, so that's good. Put on our mask. And start making our way over to this platform. Drop down. Oh, come on! I'll see you when I get back there. Yes, if we get knocked out of this room, unfortunately the enemies do respawn, so keep that in mind. I'm out of magic. Oh my goodness. Of course I run out of magic here. Oh my god. I thought I just fell off. I thought I just fell into the whole walking. I was gonna be so upset. No, okay, we're good. We're good so far. We're good so far. We don't gotta wait for trouble to be caused. Don't know what accent I was doing there, but that sure was an accent. Not a particularly good one. This is the guy that knocked me off. Stop moving me away from him. I want to get rid of him. There we go. Got rid of him. That one moves around in a square. So we gotta wait for it to catch up to us. Zelda temples have always had some weird music. Okay. Alright. Pulling out my fairy mask here just to double check. Okay, nothing's here. Good. Also, I think it's weird. This is like an N64 thing with like physics in it. You don't really see physics in N64 games. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, here's another bubbled fairy. This is our 8th straight fairy. There is apparently one more in this room still. Jeez. I thought that was all of them in this room, but apparently there's one more. None are in these pots. We have a ladder now. Now we can climb up and down. Look, from up here we have a better view. I know. I did not mean to put on my mask, but I did mean to be up here. There's still a fairy up here. There's a fairy in here? There's no fairy in here. But our first mini boss is in here, a Lizalfo. They're very... Dino Flows. They are a new enemy to Majora's Masks. Unlike Lizalfos, they don't jump around and attack you, and they also can breathe fire on you. Luckily, your shield is made out of metal, though, so it's not too much of a concern. They don't jump attack you, and there's no ducking in this game. But they're not too difficult to defeat. And with that... we got the Hero's Bow! That's right! In this game, we don't get the slingshot, we just jump straight to the big boy's toy, which is the the Hero's Bow. So, now is a perfect time to explain Majora's Mask's transformation masks more. Essentially, the masks are two of the same. The masks... No, that's not what I meant. The masks in Majora's Mask, the transformation masks, are a combination of a unique trait and a pre-existing item that was found in Ocarina of Time. The Deku mask is a combination of the fairy slingshot, hence why you have a less powerful projectile, and its unique trait is being able to use these pods. And water skip, of course. I think this is such a brilliant way this is such a brilliant use of items, and we really don't see item usage like that anymore in the Zelda series after that. We don't really see combination items anymore after this game. So I think it's really cool that this is the way it is. Anyways, transforming into Deku Link. Is there really? Oh, it's turning night. Why did I fall? Oh, because I'm dumb. There were my leftover bubbles. Doo-doo. Oh, I see where the fairy is. I see where the fairy is. Yes, there it is. Look. And it should come flying to us. This is our 9th straight fairy. And we could go in this room, but actually, there's something I want to do first. Yeah. Now you can break the beehive to break it, but for some reason it didn't break. But anyways, that's all the wisps in this, not the wisps, the stray fairies in this room. There's one more in here apparently, which I don't remember there being one more. Odd. I know it's not in here. Where could this one be? Okay, my controller is vibrating here, which leads me to believe there is a... Oh! Yes! I know what I'm... Yes, I know where it is. I don't know why my mind blanked. My mind just blanked for some reason. I don't know why it did that. So the controller vibrates when there's a chest. I'm not used to playing this game with the Rumble Pack. My Rumble Pack has been dead for years. But yes, the controller does vibrate. So what we're gonna do here, put on our mask, dive into here, and we're gonna fly. And we're gonna land on this. Now our Deku body, now another cool thing is physical attributes to transformation mask. Our Deku body is too small and too light. But if we take off our mask, how freaking cool is that? I know, so cool. Hold your applause. And that is the last stray fairy in this room. Safe landing. 'Cause I'm just the coolest. I'm the coolest, as Shadow the Hedgehog would say. Alrighty. There we go. Once we do that, it clears the poison in the temple, and it raises this carousel. Very nice, very nice. Now we're all done in this room, so we can carry on our merry way. I love Link's acrobatics. Now, here's something we need to do to open up this next door. Just wait for this fire thing to come back. There we go. We're actually almost done with this temple. I know this episode's kind of been a long one, but I don't know. It's still been really fun. I've been having a lot of fun with this game. It's hard for me not to. I love this game to pieces. We haven't even gone into why yet. We haven't even seen why I love this game yet. We're gonna pop that little fairy over there and put on our mask, and it should come straight to us. Sorry for that little jump cut there. We are on our last 3 fairies. There are only 15 fairies in total in this temple. So we are going to be golden pretty soon. I'm pretty sure the last 3 are in this room, actually, too. So that is pretty PogChamp. Why did I say that? Ignore that I just said PogChamp, okay? I don't know why I just said that. There's our 13th one. Yes, there's another one in here still. We are very close to beating this temple. 100%. I think it's cool that, again, this game is so creative. I really like this game. I know I've said that a lot. Yes, our last stray fairy is right over there. We are so close to 100%ing this temple. You guys are... This is gonna be amazing. You guys are gonna love the present that you get from this. I think it's something really good. I know you get... Each one gives you a really good item. I forget which one this one gives you. I've left some of this blind. I've left some of this game blind just because I want to be surprised too. And there we go. We got all of them. Just in case you were worried the game wouldn't tell you if you got all of them, it does. Okay, I don't know what just happened there, but something just happened. And look at that. We're not even halfway through the first night. Again, the N64 version, the slowdown is really helpful. Like, it takes 13 minutes in the N64 version. You guys, you 3DS players will probably not have it as lucky. You probably will be about 12 o'clock if you're playing on pace. I don't have the boss key yet? Is there a room I haven't been to? There is! I completely forgot! I can't believe I forgot this. Hold on, I'll cut back to when we're in the room. I can't believe I never went in this room. Here we can fight this first half of the boss without our mask. And now he's gonna call in his Gakquack. And he's going to chase after us. I completely messed that up. Knock him off his thing. He's gonna fall down. Transform. Dig under the ground. That was close. Alrighty. Give us your worst. I don't know why I put that back on. Ow. And there we go! This guy is finished! And he turns back into a normal frog. Remember this room and this frog. We'll be coming back here for a side quest. We'll be revisiting all temples for a side quest. And with that, we got the boss key. Very good indeed. Anyways, I'll cut back to the boss room. See you there. This boss we're about to do is actually, I think, one of the easiest bosses. Get rid of that guy. Yeah, now he's gone. I think it's cool that this game is cool. That's my commentary. Good commentary. Glad I didn't go in the pond. What? What the heck? You saw that. I didn't get in the pond. That's... Oh, and yep, I took too long. Alrighty. Going over this way for some reason? Oh, I went the wrong way. There we go. And here we are, in front of the boss door. Sorry about that jump cut there. Something came up, but yes, here we are. We can finally take out this bad guy. And how many Deku nuts do I have? Okay, I have a full 20. You might be wondering, Dude Perfect, why do you need a full 20? Oh, you'll see. Here we go. The Masked Jungle Warrior, Uduwala. Here we go. Taking into our knowledge. Okay, I'm not going in. Go in. Thank you. He almost killed us again. We want to drop a... We want to drop a Deku nut on his head. In this... Okay, 3DS players. It's time for another Dude Perfect's differences between the 3DS and... Between the 3DS and the Nintendo 64 versions of Majora's Mask. For some reason, in Majora's Mask 3DS, they decided to give the main enemy a giant eye. I have no idea why this was, what the case was, but for some reason they thought it was necessary to add this. He's gonna summon a fire ring around us, and those moths that he summoned are gonna get burnt up. How morbid. There we go. Oh, I was too slow. These moths are gonna be annoying. That's okay. They all died. They burnt to death. Again, that's morbid. I pressed the wrong button. I've been pressing the wrong buttons this whole time. This boss fight doesn't actually take as long as it seems like it does. This is actually one of the easier boss fights in this game. I'm just... What? Oh, because I'm made out of wood. Okay, I don't know if this reset my progress in the boss fight. If it did, that's a little bit upsetting. He ran. Of course he ran, because he's a jerk. Also, gosh, dang it. This, I am struggling here. It's the Let's Play curse. Stop jumping. We can also just attack this guy. Oh my god, these moths are annoying. I've never seen, I don't think I've ever seen this moth attack. It's never taken me this long to get rid of this guy. Come on, summon fire. Summon your fire. Yes, thank you. He's gonna summon his... He's gonna summon his moths. Oh my god. Yeah, get rid of them. Thank you. Sorry for lack of commentary. I'm focusing here. Okay, soon we're gonna beat this guy up very soon. Get rid of him. It's never taken me this long before to get rid of him. I ran out of Deku nuts. There we go. He's finally taken care of. Good riddance. And for our efforts, we're rewarded with another heart container. 2 hearts in the same episode. We are now a total of 5. With that being said, let's walk into the mysterious blue light. And get this mask. You seized Odalawa's remains. You have just freed the innocent spirit that this dark mask had kept imprisoned within the body of evil Odalawa. What's that? Wait, listen. It seems to be saying something. Could that crying be its way of teaching us some sort of melody? Don't just stand there, get your instrument! Could this be the song? You played the Oath to Order. You learned the oath to order. Call us. That's what it's saying. We return the lake to normal. The four people Tell talked about. Do you think he was talking about the spirit that was sealed inside that mask? Oh, hey, you're pretty good up there. Have you done this before or what? Now just keep up that pace and save the other three. Hey! All that stuff I did to you, your horse. I apologize. Sorry. There, I apologize, so don't hold it against me, got it? Now then, we've helped the princess just like the monkey asked. So now our next stop is in the mountains. Let's hurry and do something about that skull kid. Uh-oh. Something hides in the shadows. What is it?
What? Who are you? Link, pleased to meet you. I'm the Deku Princess. Were you by chance asked by that monkey to come save me? Ah, just as I suspected. You see, your body smells a little bit like monkey. So the monkey made it back fine after all. That's good. I was worried that when I didn't come home, my father would think that monkey had kidnapped me. I was worried that my father would go so far to punish that poor thing. Hoo 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 hoo. Don't tell me, are you serious? Is father actually doing that? Yet another hasty decision. Father! Well, we haven't any time to lose! Quickly, Mr. Link, could you please find something to carry me in so we can take me to the Deku Princess?
Well, we never really had to use this ferry, so I guess we can use it now. You're free, little guy. And now... let's capture her! You put the Deku Princess in a bottle! It's a tight fit, but she says she's fine.
Hey, Mr. Link, there's no time to lose. Terry, take me to the place.
Don't worry, I will take you to the place. Here we go. But before you do that, you might be saying to Perfect, aren't you forgetting something? And to that I say, no, I am not. Just be patient, please. I'm doing my, I gotta take my time. I gotta get all back over there. As you can see, with the swamp cleared, the dangerous enemies that were occupying have all vanished. That's right. And the water's nice and blue. If you land in this water, you'll be just fine. Sorry, Princess. You're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer as we make our way over to the fairy fountain. Drop down, get in, jump up, fly over. And let's go. Depositing our stuff from the fairy fountain. we free the fairy. Oh, strong Yen, I am the great fairy of power. Thank you for returning my broken and shattered body to normal. As thanks, I grant you prowess with this new sword technique. You mastered the spin attack! That's right, now we get the ultimate spin attack! Very cool. Anyways, it's time to let's go deliver the the Deku Princess. Next time on Majora's Mask. Yeah, that's right. You thought this was gonna be an hour hour plus long video. Nah. It's only gonna be about 50 minutes. Yeah, another long episode. I didn't anticipate for this episode to be so long, but we did actually cover a lot of stuff. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and hopefully, I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.